It's a new look for us today. It's time for another episode of Hey Jack, where I answer your questions and inquiries about pretty much anything. Hi, I'm Jack Aiken from Coldwell Banker Styles and Hey Jack. And today's Hey Jack question comes from my friend Ken. And Ken says, Hey Jack, I'm always on my kids about their credit and keeping a good credit score and why credit's important. And I'm going to tell you, I am not going to be the resident expert on that, but I'm going to defer to my good friend, Jared Vinup, who's the area president for First Option Mortgage. And I'm going to turn it over to him. Jared.
Hello, thank you for having me on. Hey, Jack, I appreciate it. So credit in a nutshell is really the score, the customer score that they're basically telling the bank, this is how good of a credit risk that I am. So the higher the score, the better. It's extremely important to try and obviously keep a high score, but also how to get to having a high score. A lot of people who are new to credit, they're scared of it, so they try to run away. But you really can't do that, unfortunately. You sort of have to play the game. So some keys are get a credit card, and when you get a credit card, make sure that you're carrying a small balance. I know that stinks because you have to pay interest on it, but that's how you show the creditors that you are a legitimate credit risk, because you can make monthly payments. So don't just take out a credit card, buy a pair of jeans and then pay it off completely. It's not going to help you nearly as much as if you are carrying a small balance from month to month and making on-time payments.
Okay, because I have friends that tell me, I have this credit card and I just use it a little bit and then I pay it off immediately. So that's not necessarily a good deal.
It's not, because credit reports normally once a month. So if you start the month with a zero balance and then you go and buy gas or buy something, and then you rush home and pay it off because you're scared, or you just don't want to pay interest on it, well, then when it reports again, it's also a zero balance. So as far as credit goes, you started with zero, you ended with zero. Doesn't look like you really used it. So it's not going to help you nearly as much as if you are, unfortunately carrying that small balance. I do recommend keeping the balance really low, because then you're just paying less interest.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that's going to answer Ken's question. And folks, for you, so you know that Jared and I are going to meet routinely and answer questions about credit and the mortgage process and so forth. So keep in touch. If you've got a question for Hey Jack, give me a call, 317-947-4515. If you want to buy or sell a house, we can talk about that too. Now, Jared, how can they get a hold of you if they want to talk about the mortgage or?
Yeah, the best way to reach me is on my website at myindianamortgage.com, or my cell phone, 317-625-2285.
I know from experience, anybody who's willing to share his cell phone is worth doing business with. Until next time, this is Jack Aiken for Coldwell Banker Styles and Hey Jack, signing off.